All right, let's get into today's barefoot morning letter. We're always hearing about connecting with nature, right? But what if that connection is, well, literal, like an actual electrical connection? Today, we're going to dive deep into the science of what's called earthing and find out what happens when we physically plug back into the planet. So let's talk about the body electric. To really get this, you first have to realize that our modern world is just buzzing. We're surrounded by this invisible web of electrical fields, and honestly, most of us never even think about it. Which brings us to the big question. How does all this electricity in the air actually affect your body? I mean, think about it. We are constantly swimming in these fields. You've got that 60 hertz hum from the power grid that runs pretty much everything in our lives. It's everywhere. Okay, here's where it gets kind of wild. Your body, it's conductive. That means it acts just like an antenna. It's literally picking up all this electrical static or noise from the environment. And because of that, a real, measurable voltage can build up inside of us. So, if we're all walking antennas, what do we do about it? Well, the solution might sound a little too simple to be true, but it's literally right under our feet. Let's talk about the Earth's protective umbrella. The whole idea is called earthing. You might also hear it called grounding. And really, all it is reconnecting your body to the earth. Like when you're barefoot walking. When you do that, your body's electrical charge basically syncs up and equalizes with the earth's. And look, this isn't just some fringe idea. We're talking about concepts from people like the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman. He talked about something he called the umbrella effect. Basically, he said that when you're grounded, you stop being this lonely little antenna getting zapped by everything. Instead, you become part of the Earth's huge electrical system. This picture shows it perfectly. On the left, you've got Mr. Shoes. See how he's insulated? His body is just soaking up all that ambient voltage. But then look at Mr. Barefoot on the right. He's grounded. The Earth's electrons flow into him and create this natural shield. It just neutralizes those fields. Okay, so it's a really cool theory, right? The umbrella effect. But does it actually work in the real world? Can you measure it? Well, scientists decided to find out. And whoa, the results are pretty staggering. Just look at this chart. Researchers measured the voltage in people's bodies. That tall bar on the left, that's the baseline. But the instant they were grounded, look what happens. That voltage just plummets. It drops to practically nothing, almost immediately. Let me put a number on that for you. 70 times. That's the average reduction in body voltage. 70. So the big takeaway here is that grounding isn't a slow, gradual thing. It works right away to dramatically cut down on that electrical static your body's been soaking up. Okay, so we know grounding shields us from the outside stuff. But the next logical question is, does it do anything inside our bodies? This is where things get really fascinating. Because yes, researchers found a very clear shift from a state of stress to a state of calm. To get what's happening, you need to know about your nervous system's two main settings. Think of it like a switch. You've got the sympathetic mode. That's your fight or flight response. It's the gas pedal. Stress, high alert, tension. Then you have the parasympathetic mode. That's rest and digest. That's the brake pedal. Calm, healing, relaxation. For us to be healthy, we need a good balance between the two. So what happens when you ground someone? Well, the research shows these immediate shifts all over the body. We're talking brain wave patterns change, muscle tension lets go, skin conductivity, which is a huge marker for stress, it drops right away. It's like flipping a switch that sends this wave of calm through your whole system. So when you put all of these pieces together, what's the story they're telling? It really looks like grounding helps your body shift gears. It moves you out of that high-strung fight or flight mode and into that calm, healing, rest and digest zone. All right, the science is pretty compelling, right? We're seeing measurable effects both outside and inside the body. So what do we do with this information? Let's talk about how you can start your own journey. Okay, let's just quickly recap what we've learned. Barefoot walking can help shield your body, lower your stress, and calm everything down. But here's the really important part. To get these benefits, you've got to be consistent. We're talking at least 30 minutes every single day. And please be smart about it. Walk in safe, clean places, and make sure your tetanus shot is up to date. Safety first, always. But, at the end of the day, data and charts are one thing. The best way to really get this is to go out and feel it for yourself. So think of this as an invitation. Go find a nice patch of grass or sand or just plain old dirt and feel that connection. Oh, and a quick tip, especially for the colder months. After you're done, always wash your feet really well and slap on some good moisturizer. You got to prevent those cracked heels. And hey, if this has got you curious and you want to learn more, you're not alone. There's a whole community you can join. Just look up the National Barefoot Walking Movement Headquarters over on Neighbor Cafe. It's a great place to share information and connect with a ton of other people who are on this journey too. And finally, if you got something out of this deep dive into the science of barefoot walking, we'd really appreciate your support. It helps us keep making more content just like this. So if you could, please hit that subscribe button, give this a like, and ring the notification bell. Thank you so much for tuning in.